Hello, dear friends, I'm with you. You have been asking me for a long time to do a review on a wonderful mod called Alex Pug, and finally I got my hands on him. For those who suddenly for some reason are not familiar with this mod yet, I will say that this is a mod from the developers of our favorite Ice and Flame, and such as Ciferia is a mod for creatures, but this time not mystical, but for the most part the most ordinary, that is, animals. At the moment, 60 species have already been added to the mod, and apparently this is far from the limit, because with almost every big update, there are more and more of them. Of course, cramming all 60 views into one video is too much for the first time, so we'll make it easier. We'll break it into a couple of videos so that it's easier for you to watch. Well, in order for those of you who are already familiar with the mod to be more interesting, then I will start reviewing it, as they say from the tail. In other words, we will consider mobs in reverse order. First, the newest animals, and then those that were released earlier. So, the Alex Pug mod is designed for the main version 1.16.4, 1.16.5, 1.17.1, and recently, it has already switched to the latest release version 1.18.1. For those who will watch this video after I take off the main review, then here at the top right, there will be a link to the full review of the mod. There, I will tell you absolutely about all the mobs from this mod. I am sure that you will even learn something that no one has told you yet. Well, let's start considering the newest creatures in the mod. So, the first one on our list is a stone roller, or a stony roll. I'm sorry, I don't know what to call it in Russian. By the way, you can offer your versions in the comments. It is a large aggressive creature that lives exclusively in karst caves. Hooked into a spiked stalactite shell, this monster is extremely unfriendly to anyone who invades its territory. He curls up into a big spiked ball and tries to fly at you and roll out. And although he has a relatively small health for a monster, only 5 hearts, but his armor is strong enough, and he is able to inflict very significant damage. After death, stony rolls drop tough, stone shell and droppers. In other words, stalactites from their shell. From several shells, you can make a stone cuirass. Here is such a huge one, almost like a bulletproof vest. Wearing this cuirass, on the run, you will be able to roll into balls and immediately inflict damage to those you stumble upon. The damage will be about 1.5 hearts. If you fall into the water while riding, you will turn around first, but then instead of swimming, you will be able to roll anyway. But you will not be able to surface, but you will gradually sink until you roll along the bottom. The main thing is not to forget to pop up to breathe. There are 3 points associated with stony rolling. To complete them, you need to meet him, kill him, and craft a cuirass. Then, we have a very original creature, a flutterer, or a parkhoon. A flying flower is shorter. Again, you can offer your options. It is a plant-like creature that occurs exclusively in the lush cave biome. They are passive and avoid damage by flying up to the cave roof, flapping their large petals like wings. Parkins are interested in any flowers. They can be tamed by feeding an average of 4 to 7 flowers. However, keep in mind that all these flowers should be different. Otherwise, Parkin will lose interest in them. Tamed parkhoons can be ordered to follow, wander, or stay put. Protecting its owner from any threat, the flower will fly up and shoot pollen balls. These pollen balls are capable of homing in on the target, so it can be much safer to explore the caves accompanied by several parkins than without them. And although the parkins have a weak health of only 4 hearts, they can be helped a little by giving them a flower pot. You can pick up a parkhoon in a pot as an object if you sit down and right-click on it. It can be very convenient for long-distance transportation. You can treat flying buds with the same flowers. Since parkins are, in general, plants, they reproduce with bone meal. If you propagate them next to bushes or azalea foliage, there is a chance that they will bloom. Well, in the sense of azaleas, not parcoons. After death, the parcoons are dropped from the paraclete. There is only one point associated with parkins, and to do it, you need to tame this flying flower. Then we have Gilead's monkeys. They spawn on mountain plateaus, and these are exclusively herbivorous monkeys. They come across family groups headed by males. Males can be identified by their large mane. Actually, these monkeys are quite peaceful, and usually they sit and groom each other, but males sometimes sort things out and arrange a whistle with special effects for each other, or simply put, they chase each other around and fight, although no one is seriously injured from this. Angry gelids can grin, showing their big fangs, and stand on their hind legs. Gelids don't usually attack people, but if you hit one monkey, the whole pack will show you Cosmo's mother. If you feed the gelot with wheat, they begin to tear out the grass throughout the territory so that they can be used as live-lawn mowers. Gelatine can be propagated with the help of dead bushes, and although they have a certain sexual dimorphism, in fact, their reproduction mechanics are vanilla, so you don't have to look for where the male is. You can feed, well, for example, 2 females. Gelot's health is 9 hearts, and it's pointless to kill them at all, because they don't drop anything interesting. Well, now let's take a look at this Milaka. It's a jerboa. Jerboa can be found at night in desert biomes. These little guys usually sleep during the day, and at night, they jump around on their thin legs. Because of their small size, animals such as foxes, cats, and rattlesnakes hunt carcasses. Despite their timid nature, jerboa beg for seeds like this with their front paws. If you feed them a little, you can get the effect of nimbleness, which guarantees a boost to speed, but not to ordinary running, but with bouncing. Carcasses can be bred with the help of fly larvae and small insects. Carcasses that have been fed with seeds or larvae will not disperse. The health of the carcasses is simply scanty. 2 hearts, but they don't drop anything except experience, and even that is not much. So don't beat the poor animals. Cats eat them anyway. Terrapins or river turtles are small reptiles that can be found nearby or directly in ice-free rivers. They are absolutely not aggressive and try to defend themselves from attacks by hiding in their shell. Wild terrapins can be caught with a bucket of water. If someone jumps on the top, no matter the player or the mob, it will hide in the shell. And if at that moment, when she is still in the shell, you jump on her again, then she will rush in the direction where the one who jumped on her was, and will spin and ricochet off the walls. If at the same time she bumps into a player or a mob, it will cause damage and can warm the mob on the player. River turtles are able to climb on the shell to each other directly in several pieces and thus get out of the pits. In particular, I had them manage to get out of a hole 2 blocks deep. River turtles are found in very different colors, many of which are not found in nature, but can be obtained by breeding. To breed turtles, feed them sea grass, and they will lay from 1 to 4 eggs. The hatched offspring will most likely resemble one of the parents or something in between the 2 parents. But there is also a chance of mutation, which will give a completely new, unique color. These turtles have only 5 hearts of life, and they give only experience. But I still don't want to kill them, but I want to catch them, drag them to my aquarium, and multiply. Comb jellyfish are jelly-like creatures with a complete lack of intelligence, but they are stunningly beautiful. They live in icy seas, where they spawn at night in dark blue depths. And there they drift passively in the water, catching microscopic prey and shimmering with all the colors of the rainbow. It's a really exciting sight. Comb jellyfish come in various colors. They can be planted in a regular bucket of water. Killing a comb jellyfish is easy. She has only 3 hearts of health, and she will not give you change. After death, rainbow gel falls out of it. This gel is a very valuable thing. It can be used to create iridescent glasses. Their craft is like this. The peculiarity of these glasses is that their color changes depending on how you have positioned them in the world relative to other blocks. For example, in front of water or sky, they will be blue or blue, relative to grass and similar blocks, greenish. Plus, these glasses are also light sources. And rainbow gel can also be used to paint almost any mob, or even yourself, in an iridescent palette. But if you are tired of this effect, then you can remove it with a sponge. 2 points are associated with comb jellyfish. To do them, you need to get a rainbow gel and craft a rainbow glass. Cosmo cod, or the cod of the abyss. Small shoals of this fish can be found in the vastness of the abyss and the end. But we need to get out of Dragon Island first. Cosmo cod has only 2 hearts of health, but you need to hunt for it skillfully. You have to smack the fish to death right away, because if you don't finish the fish with 1 blow, then the whole school will teleport away from you. This fish is hunted by the Cosmos, and it can also be used to tame these peculiar creatures. And you can also eat it. It restores the 3 bones of hunger. The cod of the abyss can be caught in a bucket and taken to the ordinary world, where it will also take root well, unless of course you put it in the water. Unlike most other well-known fish, the abyss cod is afraid of water and gets damaged when it gets into the water. 2 glasses are connected with Cosmo cod. First of all, you need to get it to your inventory. You can do this either by killing a fish, then it will fall out as an object, or by putting an ordinary cod in a capsid. The second point is to tame the Cosmo with the help of Cosmo cod. That's probably all the updates that have been added to the mod at the moment. Animals from Fashion made a huge impression on me personally. From this update, I immediately wanted to start an aquarium with turtles and comb jellyfish. Monkeys are just beautiful. I've always dreamed of someone weeding the grass instead of me. Well, I think that being able to roll out your opponents in the literal sense of the word is cool. And what do you think, dear viewers, about this Alex Pug update? Write down which animal you like the most and why. Leave your comments under the video. It will be interesting to read who has what favorites. I hope the developers will continue to delight us with more and more new creatures. And in order not to miss the next video from Marunyashka, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and, of course, click on the bell. And also do not be lazy to put your finger up, because I am trying very hard to make high-quality reviews for you. See you again, dear friends. Bye-bye.